Yes, I think 34 was a good year for me. I like that fact. When did I feel my sexiest? Might have been 34. They could be right.
Hi, this is Jay Aaseng from Twin Peaks: The Return. You're listening to Inspirado Projecto.
Interesting writing on them and crazy packaging.
Mm-hmm.
So next year is...
Upstage, you tell them about Japanese roulette. Roulette. Gas station roulette. And just at the gas stations and stuff. We it's like a lot of it we couldn't read, so we didn't know what we were gonna get. So it was just roulette,
Oh, wow.
7-Eleven roulette.
Wow. That's a good way of putting it, because you're like, okay, well, we're gambling here. What's gonna happen?
It wasn't really so much like a gas station, it was like the convenience stores.
Oh, gotcha.
They feel like gas stations. Like gas stations are usually convenience stores. Too.
They have 7-Elevens in Japan.
Far healthier selections, too. Like, a lot of the pre-made food that you saw in Maracay, that's what you see in 7-Elevens.
And the soft egg sandwiches. On the white bread, like the fluffy. Oh my god. It's like they whip the egg and then put mayo on it.
Wow.
So good.
If you don't mind buying cold food, you can actually eat quite cheap in Japan.
A ramen's usually about $8.
Cheaper over there than it is over here. And then again, that was also 4 years ago, so prices may have gone up. Never know. But
what's interesting is that they always seem to be on the cutting edge of technology, of like really just going, okay, what are our imaginations? Now let's just go ahead and try to recreate that. And there's no question of the dynamics of it so much as the desire to actually see it created into real life. And it's amazing.
What makes me wonder, like, why don't we see more of a Japanese Space Force?
Dude, I've said this same thing for so many years. They should have a robot walk around up there. Not just this little like probe that's like, but like a freaking walking robot.
Do we as Americans just have more money? I mean, or more expendable?
If we did a contract, like maybe made them to where like contracted that will attack you if you try to build anything up
Oh my god.
Who knows?
Right, like some secret thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't you dare try
why
it.
Not? They're so advanced. Like, it's unreal. I don't understand. If there's advancements that are a couple decades or God knows how far into the future that exists that I'm sure the public doesn't know about.
Exactly. Yeah, and one of those things that's really interesting too is like when it comes down to the advancement of man, I mean, when we were kids, we were told that, what was it, like a colony on actually just on the moon was just around the corner.
Right.
And we never got that, of course. But one of the really interesting things about that is now we have this privatization of space to where just about anybody can go out there. And if they have the money to reach out and start sort of their own system. So in a lot of ways, it's governments that are essentially putting down the road work, but it's now private enterprises and money that are going to be the thing that really gets us out there. And I'm still trying to decide on whether or not that's a good thing. Like, do I really want to see Elon Musk's vision of Mars? So far, my answer is yes. Yes, I do. But let me try to think of what would Monsanto's do on Mars? It's like, it's that kind of question. Like, do we really want to see the complete privatization? So yeah. Hey, Tara, are you able to lift up on that?
No. Is it not working?
It'll be okay.
What do you suppose the reasons are behind why they have not tried to put moon bases on the moon?
Money. And the moon, and I would say too, just out of a sort of an educational guess, well, the moon, for one thing, has a lot of issues. For instance, there is a, God, what is it? Well, how do I explain? The moon, the dust on the moon, for instance, is like glass.
Ooh, interesting.
Over time, it's really dusty. It's very dirty.
I just imagine a big beach, but it's more of a
more like a bunch of minerals and everything that are like microscopic razor blades.
Oh boy! Oh jeez!
It's like glass basically that's on there, and the dirt on there is very reminiscent of that. Reminiscent. I wonder if
so that's why we can't build a base on there. That's why we can't have nice things, damn it.
So actually one of the
We
reasons
got glass on the ground.
I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't been able to go back.
Why don't they just send up a dude with a sweeper? He just sweeps it up, no problem.
No problemo, brosif.
I also think that's one of the reasons too why every time that they sent a drone up there, why it's eventually broken down or whatnot. I know like they said the Chinese one lost power or whatnot. That was
okay. Yeah, they certainly didn't turn it off.
Yeah, they didn't turn it off.
They didn't hack into it and turn it off.
It's still not ready up there. Maybe. Oh no.
No. I'm just thinking like it's like, oh no, the poor thing lost power, but like I can imagine them hiring some space hackers to space hackers. That's actually a good sci-fi. But yeah, I can imagine some space hackers like stopping their robot entirely from having a transmission. We're like, block that one. But anyway, so the Chinese, they had a drone up there, and it just lost power.
I think it was called like.
Oh shit!
Actually, give me one moment. I'm gonna do something real quick.
What are you doing? No, don't do that right here. We need the whole car.
It's interesting. That sign almost looked like it said "R turn."
I think
like
the
an R turn.
I think the motor on that burned out. Whoa!
Oh,
Shoot! Sorry. I think the motor on that burned out, which is fine.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you know how much it costs to get one of those fixed?
Like right under 300 feet. Doesn't look like R turn.
It's actually.
Yes,
it is.
Oh, it is R turn.
It is our turn. It is.
I was imagining it wasn't a U-turn, it was an R-turn. And it's like, no U-turns, Loud, only R-turns.
Only
and it's like,
R-turns.
oh my God! How do I learn how to even make an R-turn?
Now it's our turn.
So interesting.
Now it's R-turn. R-turn. It almost sounds like a soap opera name. R-turn. Now for another episode of R-turn.
That's awesome.
My lady. My son.
Was it my sir? What was it?
My lady. My
Wow.
son.
What if you did like a medieval times kind of
My lord, my lady.
soap opera? Like it's shot just like with camcorders, and it's like a medieval times kind of soap opera.
My
Has
lady.
anything been like that before?
My
Yes.
lord.
My lady.
Well, we can't use that though,
My lady.
because that's from something.
My lord.
My lord, my lady.
My woman. My man.
My man. My woman. My dick.
My dame.
The flamingo on Max Payne.
It's not gonna work.
Do you remember the flamingo? Oh, it's not gonna work. It was like,
Strangely synchronistic. I think
mirrors
our
are
window just
better
broke.
than
Oh boy.
real life.
That's a sign from the universe. So the tablets of Thoth, they talk about, they say that if you keep reading them, you should be able to, you'll get more out of it each time because it's just layered in symbolism and metaphors and all kinds of crazy stuff. Do you think there's any chance that some of that stuff is backwards messages too?
Why not? Crowley used to say, whenever you approach the occult, approach it backwards.
Walking into the Nephi backwards.
That's one thing that made me think about that because Crowley, he was, you talk about, speaking backwards, huh?
Yeah, well, like, it's the idea of don't necessarily do something one way. Do it two ways. Try to approach something, even if it's just simply on a philosophical level. Approach it from two different paths. Approach it the front way and approach it from the opposite way. And that was really Crowley's type of aspect. It's like, well, why do we have to do this ritual this way? Why not have a naked woman in the middle of the court? Oh, there you go.
Yes.
But and then we all get to take turns. No, Crowley, no. But it's yeah, I could totally see that being a sort of method. What would you call it? A modality.
What?
A sort of modality of approaching
modality.
that sorts of work. Yeah, but do tell. I'm curious.
Well, that's what I was curious about. I was wondering if maybe there would be some backward or even upside down. Maybe that's another method too. Has you ever talked about that?
Was there any? Actually, yeah.
Upside down writing, so to speak, to make it look like it's right side up. But maybe.
I would imagine that would be a part of the backwards approach. I could definitely see that.
Now, what about upside down and backwards? Did he talk about that? Because that's like a triple fractal.
It's kind of funny. Like whenever you look at kanji, sometimes like you could when you place it, it's supposed to be this part's upright and this part's upside down. Could be the same type of concept. It's like what if certain letters or whatnot are what we're looking at are that, or even geometry or philosophy is we're both looking at something backwards and upside down. Religion, or whatnot. But yeah, no, I've never heard of anything like that myself and everything. But the perception of that is very fascinating. So yeah.
It's interesting to me to think that always and every ways is I mean, it's just like the Force in Star Wars. Those guys were so prophetic that the Force used the in-between, the Force, and it's not good, it's not bad. We've heard all the time that there's no built-in meaning to anything. It's just whatever belief system we're deciding to put, whatever value systems we're putting upon that element, whether it be that word or, sign. Oh, I'm terribly scared of signs. Get me away.
Right.
The other person's like, I love signs. Let me study this architecture. Other guy's like, oh, I like the colors. So it's interesting how all of those at once are right there, ripe for the picking at any second, at any time. And it's just whatever we want to be drawn to. I mean, it's really whatever permission we're enabling to give ourselves to pick from those options. And it's beautiful and amazing when we realize that kind of power that we have in each of our hands.
Totally.
And since all of those possibilities, like I was watching this little video on Instagram about a guy, he goes, close your eyes and imagine yourself with $100 million. What would you be doing with that $100 million? Who would you be giving some of it to? How can you imagine that? Because if you can imagine that, just as we've been noticing today, that becomes this this beacon that brings it back to that spot, like, hey, I'm over here, and so it becomes this sort of beacon to that possibility that's already out there. It's like you're throwing the bait on the hook, so to speak.
Right.
And I mean, God, just that idea is so exciting me. And I think like when we hang out with a tribe of folks like yourselves who are just as enthralled and enthusiastic and excited about the synchronicities, all the coincidence, deja vu, yada, 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 all that great jazz of the universe, those things move faster. The imagination grows even quicker, and more nuances get to thrown in there just by pure happenstance, since everyone's kind of tuned into that same kind of harmony. Do you notice that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it comes down to the sorts of people that you meet, the sorts of opportunities that you begin to manifest from those people that you meet. Absolutely. Excitement is a huge part of that as well. Playing with the imagination. A lot, and it's kind of funny because I have to be careful when I say the word imagination, because there's a lot of people that say imagination is fake. It's not. Imagination's a notepad, a working table, a sort of a canvas for you to be able to manifest art. Yeah. And that story, or that novelette that you're creating with inside of your mind, is really important. Like, what is the story that you were telling about yourself right now? And how aligned with it is it in your current path or your current surrounding availability of opportunity? Mm-hmm. We all hope to all of a sudden wake up in the morning and be on Easy Street, but the reality of it is that each and every single one of us have to work hard to get there.
Yes.
But we can work hard and we can sort of network with one another to help us get to the next spot. And we already do that. A friend gets you a job somewhere. This individual that you meet randomly points you into this direction where you get this free education for yourself, and suddenly your life is that much more for the better. I mean, it happens. So, for me, at least, it's one of those things of just being present enough to kind of see the next step and having enough presence to pass it on to the next person. Because every step is kind of like a pillar. We hand that opportunity to the next individual.
Yeah.
We don't, not everyone. You can't stay up on top of the mountain. Philosophically speaking, you can't stay up on top of the mountain forever. You're going to die up there. You need to come back down the mountain and have sustenance. Also, other people need to be up on the mountain too. It's important for us as a collective species to. It's not necessarily the aspect of sharing our successes, but sharing the opportunity or the perception to gain that opportunity. There's a conspiracy within education saying that, for the most part, it wouldn't be that hard for countries that, giant holders of money to forward education to the point to where by the next generation, the generation being born now, we would see a spacefaring society. Not only that, but a type 1 society. So within our lifetime, me speaking this, just turning 40 about a few months ago, I would see this spacefaring society, and it would be brought on by the children who are yet to be educated, on a high school and college level, just with an increase in funds and in education. It's kind of strange how we as a species 100 years later, we're still the vast majority of our finances are being pushed forward into arms and against each other, and it's the weirdest thing. It's sort of like this old model that needs to be let go of. Anyway, sorry, I'm going to go on a reverend tangent.
Well, which reminds me is that, you are the Reverend after all.
Yay!
The Mr. Rogers movie, I think, came at a very important time. Have you seen that documentary, Tara? Have you seen that yet?
The Mr. Rogers documentary? Not yet. I want to see it, though. Because I watched that all the time when I was a kid.
Yes.
Oh, my God. That one puppet, what was her name?
Hello, King Friday.
Oh, no.
Hello, Prince Tuesday.
Prince Tuesday. There was King Friday, though, wasn't it?
Oh, gosh. Was it his wife?
Oh, my gosh. I can't remember. God, it's been so long. Oh, my gosh.
But that documentary is so beautiful. It's so awesome. It came at just a perfect time because it's all about this positivity, imagination, creation, and creativity.
Amazing.
He was.
I did see the piece where, there was that, the guy in the show, the black guy on the show that was the postman, gave him a specific part because he was a man of color, and then also he was gay, I think, on top of that. Mm-hmm. And that Mr. Rogers kind of hinted at, all that being fine, but he didn't say it. It was just, insinuated, but you really got what he was talking about. But stood up for him. I mean, he did a lot of stuff that was very progressive. And all of his
crew, when they interview him, the crew is just so... you could tell how much they loved creating that show. You see him, monkeying around behind the scenes and laughing and doing silly stuff. And it's just wow. And it came at just such a perfect time where there's this more of an upsurgence I'm seeing peeking through of optimism through the corners, just waiting for people to really notice it. It's like waving. It's going, I'm right here, and it's. I think if we were to apply Mr. Rogers' movies, if we were to watch those at least one a day, and the whole family. Holy moly, could you imagine how awesome society would be?
Oh, geez, if they all, listen to that,
that,
watch that,
and applied that nutrition, applied that information, my goodness.
You could also take the very same concepts and everything and apply them to, a YouTube structure. YouTube is interesting. There's a sort of zeitgeist that changes every couple of years. Like the sort of shows that get like 25 million views. Or whatnot. Like there's this guy on YouTube. I forget his name, but he's thought to be the funniest guy on YouTube. He's in his 20s, and when you watch his YouTube video, he's not funny. He's really, really, really good at marketing between the 8-year-olds, the 24-year-olds, who are the vast majority of viewers on YouTube right now. And then the world effect of that, or the echo of that, is anything that is popular in America tends to be popular around the world as well, or tends to be watched, or I shouldn't say tends to. That's a really hard.
Well, like it's passed on, like
it's
that's
passed on around the world. I shouldn't say popular around the world, but it's passed on to different places, and it's seen in more places around the world. So everyone knows who motherfucking Logan Paul is, unfortunately, and he's just as he's like the Jerry fucking Springer of the new zeitgeist. Like back in the day when everyone was like going, oh my god, people around the world are watching Jerry Springer. Now it's Logan Paul. Now it's Jess. Now it's these YouTube personalities and everything that get a lot of hits. Jess is a little older, but
New York Film Academy.
It's one of those things too where, like, there are so many individuals and everything that have the ability to really affect change on a fundamental level, and it's in LA, and strangely enough, a lot of it is also hinting at, a lot of it's coming from YouTube. We're driving through one of the third chakras of the world, Burbank, and Warner Brothers is nearby. There's a tour van going.
Oh, I love it! Wow.
Warner Brothers Studios.
You just now looked at the 3 most famous people in the world.
Look at that, Tara.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thinking of the 2 most famous people in the world. They're cartoon characters.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Bugs Bunny and Donald.
Oh my
Daffy.
god.
And then there's Daffy, sorry. Why did I say Daffy?
Whoa.
Stop saying.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's so cool.
And here is Warner Brothers Studios.
Only in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh my god, isn't this awesome that we live in this area where people come here all over the place.
And now we're just gonna drive. No, not that.
Look at this.
This is
amazing.
You could just drive it right there.
You're like, yeah, I'm here for my sitcom.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Studio B, right this way.
Oh wow. Isn't that where you're wanting to turn in your press kit for Ash Aria?
I don't know if Warner's studio would actually be as open to Ash Aria. I have this sort of fear that I am too old, and that is not true. But I existed in a professional world to where once you reached 26 and you weren't in a signed band, it just all went downhill.
Huh.
And I've worked in professional circuits to where I've worked in professional bands, but that sort of and there's plenty of ways in order to leave your.
Oh, that's Warner Brothers Records right there. That's where you would.
Should I just walk in right now and talk?
Yeah.
CD. Just do
Hi
it.
there.
Warner Bros. Rex.
I'm with Ash Aria lead singer. Hello.
And you can record the whole
Warner's
thing.
Bro Rex. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I can sing it right now for you if
I'd
you
be
like.
like, hey Warner Brothers, you're famous now. I just made you kids famous in my podcast.
I just made you $1 million. Give me money.
Don't say I never gave you nothing.
Watch this. Everyone send me $1. I just made another $1 million.
Watch this. Yeah, it's crazy. You're right. It's so interesting, especially with this invention of smart TVs, Fire Sticks, etc., so forth, where you can watch YouTube on there. You can, and then maybe the YouTube channel gets going aggregated, I guess, as the techies would say, or distributed through various means. And then now there are apps that play those, which is then leads back to your video. So it's crazy to see. I think the one thing that I'm noticing in the consciousness is that more and more artists are being able to totally embrace creating whatever they want to create, however they want to create, with the least amount of excuses possible. Whether it be a movie, whether it be using like a free GarageBand app, or I mean, gosh, we can edit on our cell phones too.
See
And
if you can move that window up. Just
Oh.
with your hand.
No,
Oh, that sucks.
I don't want to take it off track.
No, I can't. I don't know.
oh boy,
Will we have to open that up and
Yeah, probably there's either it's a fuse or something's with the track or the mechanism inside the door.
it's okay, we can figure it out.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's alright.
ABC.
Trying to was like just thinking.
it's all right.
It's alright.
We are, by the way, on the right side is the infamous LA River, which I believe the Grease guys drove through, right?
Yes, and on the other side of that is the famous graveyard.
Oh, really?
Which one is it? What's it called?
I forget the name of it. I think it's just the Hollywood graveyard.
Something Lawns, isn't it?
The what? What did you say? Oh wait.
I
Oh,
forget the name of it, but I forget. But it's a famous one. They hold a. What the heck was that?
I don't know.
And then on our right is the ABC studios.
There's Disney.
And
There's
some
Mickey
green
Mouse.
umbrellas.
See Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, Disney Studios.
Oh my gosh.
Cafeterias below there.
Not to be confused with Mickey Mouse, the Canadian
Go
mascot.
inside.
Yeah.
Say hello.
I wanna.
Hello, Disney people.
Disney. Oh, Roy.
Where's
Disney
Roy?
Animation Studio.
I want to talk to Roy. Oh boy, where's Roy?
I was gonna try to work at the animation studio in Florida. A long
Oh my
time
God, that's
ago when I was a
awesome.
teenager.
whoa.
Yeah.
So do you know how to animate?
Well, yeah, I'm not that great at it though. I took 2D animation and I was just like.
What do you like to use?
Well, I mean, I used graphite and charcoal, but
There's
like,
just a.
but then I actually did like,
There was just a.
What'd you see there?
There was just a post box.
uh-huh.
A post, you know, like
From what year?
no, a UPS box, just in the middle, like it was in the middle of someone's
Oh,
yard.
yeah, that's
Oh,
where
right.
the little people on this block live.
I see.
They need it,
They rent those.
just so high.
Just so big.
Yeah,
There we go.
That's funny.
But yeah, that was so weird. That was that.
that is weird.
I like doing 3D animation much
It's
better.
very
though.
weird.
I enjoy
Tara's
that more.
Tara is. We actually have a little bit of a. How do I?
Oh my
put this?
God.
We have a little bit of a concern. We're trying to advance both of our lives right now to be a little bit more lucrative.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to figure it out. Tara's background, she was trying to ascend in was video game art design.
Ooh, God, that would be great. Oh, wow.
Well, she still wants to do it, but she not necessarily, maybe in video game art design, maybe in FX, maybe animation. We're not sure. We know that the possibility of doing it out in LA is there. We're just trying to get there. In the meanwhile, we also have a small opportunity, in Austin, Texas. I'm shooting for out here, but then there's also a sort of pull that's pulling us to Austin. It's a really interesting sort of tug of war. For me, I want it to be out here, Burbank.
Oh, and you can also have your other mansion utopia out there too.
Hey, there you go. You can work both
Your
places.
storage bin. That's subterranean storage village.
It's a tube. Let's take it there really quickly. Look at the freaking houses that are out here.
I know, it's crazy, huh?
It's turning this way.
Yeah, it's like tree houses, but for adults.
Yeah.
This is like some of the oldest areas and everything. What's strange about it is there are places out here that run around $1,000 a month. You just gotta find them.
I love how these trees hang over the street. There's
Oh,
just
yeah.
something really comforting about that.
The beauty of this area of Burbank, yeah. All sorts of interesting stuff. And this is the area I was born. I was born out here. I lived out here.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember any of my time living out here because I was a small baby.
You must be getting flashbacks. I can imagine that happening once in a
well.
while. You're like, whoa, well, that's familiar.
Visiting grandparents and other family that lived out here at the time. The first 5 years of my life, whenever I drove into LA, especially driving up to like in more of an older area, there are definitely flashbacks.
Where are we heading?
I don't know.
I don't know where I'm going. Are you going down or uptown or downtown, whatever, Burbank? Is that the direction you're going?
I'm going to go up this way and then that way. Eventually, I wanted to hit a store called 99
I
Ranch.
need to go.
Got any restrooms? Okay, we can go find the restroom.
I was going to at Marukai, but I didn't want to wait.
Yeah, there's the only place that she could use the restroom at Marukai, unfortunately, was upstairs, and it was like a line. It's unfortunate.
Well, it just takes a while for the key to get returned.
But anyway,
It's
so
okay, though.
so right now the tug of war, besides Austin versus out here, it's the how. We want to be out here, but we want to be lucrative. And then the idea is, are we working for someone? Or are we working for us?
Right.
Or are we working for multiple people working for us and freelancing and just kind of in our own rhythm of doing things? And the idea is to try to find what is the best course for ourselves and the sort of lifestyle that we want. And what we love to do is just create content.
Well, okay.
Travel and create content.
Yeah, absolutely. That, and you know, that stuff comes about just by, I mean, like with your animation skills. And let's say if we were to blend together the Wizard Walk various characters that we've, you know, we got the Reverend Marc animated character, we got the Lumi, you know, Lumi, the all-seeing eye character, we got the Wizard of LA character. Maybe my kaleidoscopic Jesus, or even the Cosmic Cowboy, or whoever the other guy was.
I know.
Yokayo.
Kyle!
And so that could be a fun little thing. Could you imagine just how cosmically, like, that could be an educational thing in itself? What if it's a cosmic educational show? You know, like the Gaia channel, they need content like any other channel would. Or, make a whole series of just short films of this kind of stuff and then release them, or episodes, release them as short films, but really it's kind of a TV show, so to speak.
You know, it wouldn't be hard to, like, I'm sure everyone here would be cool with having say for instance, what if you could travel around the world for about 3 months? Mm-hmm. You just create content, and then for another 3 months, you're editing all that content together. You edit video together, so you know you would need a team for that. I'm certainly one of those individuals and everything who would be able to do that. My Photoshop background, I'm learning After Effects currently.
Awesome.
About to take a class in it. But I'm going to continue to learn After Effects. Someone said it was the Photoshop of movies. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what I heard.
the Photoshop of movies. Fuck, I'm a Photoshop guy. I'm gonna
Right.
learn that. So I'm really dead set on becoming just as good at After Effects as I am at Photoshop, and I have like decades of experience with Photoshop. So
Wow, so to apply that, you're going to be able to actually directly fuse both of the Frankenstein, those two together, your Photoshop skills with the editing skills.
Yeah,
That's cool.
absolutely.
By using the After Effects.
Yeah, and it's also understanding Photoshop to a very precise sort of method. And so if I can apply that same sort of perception within After Effects, I can only imagine where I'm going to go. Like compositing, that's essentially After Effects in a nutshell. And compositing is an aspect of Photoshop that's an everyday thing, especially when you're swapping heads or fixing people's collars or removing. Hey, I don't want this douchebag individual in my photo. Can you take that out? Yes, give me $20. You know, and there's that market for that. And like, what was it? Saturday, I made $200 doing Photoshop work for a friend of mine. Now, what's interesting is the amount of Photoshop work I did for this person wasn't $200. It was more. It should have been more. But this is a very good friend of mine, very good person, a source of inspiration, and so I took the job, and I was really proud of myself with how quickly I got these images done, and the sort of modality that I used over and over and over to advance in every single image. And it was like 42 re-edits within
Whoa.
it was under an 8-hour period.
Whoa.
So I got essentially like 42 re-edits done. It's fucking a lot, considering what I was doing, because this person would have been a $500 job on Fiverr, and I've been doing quite the.
Have you put yourself onto Fiverr?
No, I need to. Fiverr, I haven't had. I haven't figured out my. God honest truth, I haven't figured out Fiverr. I haven't figured out how to essentially build my Fiverr account or how to manage it. I'm looking at Upworks. I'm looking at a couple of other places.
Well, I was going to ask you if maybe there's some of those kind of websites like that.
I need to figure out how to kind of sort of build my my profile and how to promote myself. Tara, for a while, was on Keen doing
I'm still on there. I just haven't popped in.
What is Keen?
It's
Tara,
a
what's that?
psychic card reading website.
Really?
Where people, and I just people will instant message me on there, and I'll read their cards and talk to them. Yeah.
So you read their cards? What do you mean?
They're tarot cards.
You know how to read tarot cards?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is fantastic. You two, both of you?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do you read the same kind? Or, because I
My
know there's a
deck's
whole bunch of
than
different...
his.
She
Yeah.
does.
Well,
But it's the same type of deck. Do you have an oracle deck or a regular deck?
I know how to read an oracle deck.
Okay,
I have one.
I have a regular. I don't have an oracle deck. I
Whoa.
just have
Both of us have regular decks, and the only difference is Tara does the reverse and right side up version, and I only read everything
Yeah.
from the right side up.
Oh my god. What would be interesting if you both read tarot for a person at the same time?
Oh my gosh, our own separate readings, but
yes,
together.
yes, to see how it all ties in together.
Oh my gosh, that'd be really
God, that would be
cool.
incredible.
That would be a fun experiment.
Yeah.
Oh my
that'd
god,
be
especially
great.
because you have your method, you got your method. It'd be like this, and they sit between you while you're over here, and they're just caught in there.
That would be badass.
Ranch 89.
Huh.
You know, my position.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I do different kinds of spreads, but
How long have you been doing it?
since I was, since I was 13, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Or
What got
12.
you into it?
You know, I don't know. I was kind of drawn towards all of that. Like, I had this Cornelius Agrippa thing. Let's see.
Cornelius, what's that?
It's this Cornelius Agrippa was this guy in the occult. Like, I was drawn to all this occult stuff, and I got a Ouija board. In 5th grade,
What?
that was what I wanted for Christmas, was a Ouija board, and a couple other.
His name was
Yeah.
Cornelius?
Yeah, Cornelius Agrippa.
You know, it's so funny. So many times, when because I used to be a substitute teacher for 9 years, and these kids would ask me, Mr. C, what's your first name? Oh, you got the green light. He's like, they'd be like, Mr. C, what's your first name? And I go, oh, Cornelius.
Really?
And I said I was named after Cornelius from Planet of the Apes. I'd always use that as a joke. Not that they
nice.
not that these kids had ever lived to see even the original versions,
Yeah.
or remember
That's
them. It was
cool
just so
even-
funny.
That's so cool. Mine's kind of lame. I was named after a character on All My Children, apparently.
Oh, that's great.
It's
What was her name?
Tara.
Oh.
So I just, Oh, here we go.
That's fantastic.
Henrik Cornelius Agrippa, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what he was an occultist?
Scholar, theologian, polymath, occult writer.
Wow.
Yeah, a physician. Oh, a legal scholar, a soldier. Jeez, I didn't know all that. Woo!
Check this out.
Hey, look, Ma, I'm a legal scholar. Hey, look, Ma, I got a diploma.
I want to show you guys something. So, driving through here,
Wow.
you would think that this
Whoa.
place, this is just,
Feels like a back lot.
Yeah,
it is sort of,
doesn't
but what's really interesting about it is some of these places around here are, let's see if I can find it. There are stop animation studios all throughout this area.
Interesting.
That's
Wow,
what my
these
work
little
used to be,
back
too,
roads.
A
this stuff.
very good friend of mine works at one. Let's see if I can find it.
It's not called Titmouse, is it?
Vernon.
Oh.
I don't think so. But I do. That name.
It would
does
make so
sound
much
right.
sense if it.
Yeah,
I would be like,
does.
of course, because my buddy works at this animation studio called Titmouse, and it's
neat.
kind of like in an area kind of like that.
Tent Mouse.
Titmouse.
What's your friend's name?
Colin Fleming.
Colin. Why does that name sound familiar?
You went to? Did you by chance go to Cal State?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's where he went. I thought maybe you might have known him from there.
That name sounds familiar.
Colin Fleming.
So what is?
He sounds like a superhero name. Well,
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
he did. There's a retro sci-fi film I acted in, and I helped these guys out with. Oh my gosh, these guys were amazing. Colin Fleming and my buddy John Garside. They edited this. He came up. They dreamed up this idea of doing a retro sci-fi film, shot like inspired by Commando Cody and Flash Gordon, but they would shoot it as if it were made today. So we shot it in front of a green screen, and everybody was telling him, "No, you can't. Why don't you just make a romantic comedy on a couch with one camera and just in one house?" And they're like, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to make a sci-fi film."
Right.
So I learned so much about green screen and stuff, and it was so much fun. I'm running from. I'm just out there running from this invisible UFO, and Colin, puts this UFO chasing me down this path, and my buddy had to rotoscope me, frame by frame.
Oh,
He said it took him like 8 weeks to
Damn.
rotoscope me, just for a quick 15-second shot of me running up this path, and then Colin put this like walking UFO that was chasing me, and. Anyway, it was amazing working with these guys and seeing what was possible. And you're saying that your buddy works at an animation studio?
And we actually, I think we just passed it, but it's in a place. This is where it is.
What kind of stuff has he been working on lately?
He hasn't told me anything, unfortunately. So I just know that essentially he works in these like sort of back. Lot areas. And this is those areas.
It's cool because it's kind of like secret back there. It's just you would not expect it.
Yeah, there's a lot of little hidden places around here, and there's a couple of stop animation spots out of the back of here.
So wait, what? Are you friends with his friend?
No, actually, I know who he is through like.
And then you want to do animation?
Like that.
Indoor shooting range.
3D animation would be nice, or even like. Building.
If you listen,
objects
listen, you can hear the gunfire.
Can you?
Indoor firing line?
Indoor shooting range.
Oh, okay. Oh, firing line.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's crazy.
I've never walked by an indoor shooting range where you couldn't hear it.
I think it'd be fun to blend both 3D and 2D.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
There are shooting ranges where you can walk into a room and you're shooting at sort of a self-healing screen, and there's a projection going up on the screen, or like some sort of projection, and it's like live drama. Or something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God!
So like people
Dude, so you could totally do like a zombie invasion type of thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! It's like a video game, but with a real gun.
Live ammo, yeah.
What the hell? That's crazy.
Oh wow. Cool. Yeah, I miss shooting. Yeah, that would be cool.
Be
I
awesome.
just don't have the patience for 2D animation. I think that was the big thing about it. Is like I don't know, didn't have the patience for it.
What do you like? What program do you use for 3D animation?
The 3ds Max and mostly like Maya for building like organic objects, and then 3ds Max is better for like architecture and things like that for hard objects.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I haven't learned Unity yet, but getting there.
Wow, man, this is so exciting! All the talent that's here. Have you guys worked on films and stuff?
Never.
Forgot to ask you.
Never. Would love to.
We've been in videos together, like on Untrained Slackers, like videos from like,
YouTube. That's about it.
If you were
skits.
to do stuff on a movie, like what kind of stuff would you prefer?
Oh my God,
That's a good question.
Anything that would hire me.
Yeah.
Like, where do you feel like you'd most be able to shine? Like, if they said, "Oh, do part of the production design team, or part of the art, the art department, or the music, maybe doing the soundtrack, or
I think
acting."
I think the place that I have the best value is anywhere where Photoshop would be required. And especially if it's something between setting up composite shots for the.
So you know Premiere, you know some After Effects.
Yeah, I know a little bit of After Effects. I know how to apply. I know why it's important, the applications between After Effects and Photoshop. So in theory, I could actually help out with that. There's ton of stuff I could probably do on set during the actual filming because of my photography background.
Oh, a set photographer.
Oh,
Yeah, because of
Oh my God.
Well, not even set photographer, but just knowing how to set up the shot, being the stylist.
Oh, gotcha.
Or the prop, or the guy that knows how to set the props up, or the light heads. Like years of doing.
Was working in like a gaffer, like a lighting department.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things I could do. My problem is that I just don't have the experience in those things. But as far as applying my value to that sort of environment, oh yeah, it's limitless. I believe. And Tara can do pretty much everything, including writing scripts and
Oh, that's
acting,
awesome.
I'm not that
directing,
great.
and she's amazing. Could produce an entire movie just by herself.
It's
Oh,
incredible.
Figure it out. No, I don't.
Stop it.
So the videos you've shot. This is the oh gosh, forgive me. What's that title? You just said it a little bit ago. And you talked about it on the radio too. Understated, or what the heck was the name?
Oh, Untrained Slackers.
Untrained Slackers. Okay. Wow. Is it like a series? Do they follow, or is it like more of like sort of an art collective kind of thing?
We're trying to make it into a series of just like trying to, get a video out once a week, is the goal.
Oh, that's great.
And just have it's just a story, beginning, middle, and end. And usually now it's like building, different Lego sets, having a story around it, and then it gets destroyed in some interesting manner at the end.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great. There's so much room for all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh yeah. And
Once you learn After Effects, imagine you start blending together the 2D with that, where you got this like this other thing talking to him.
Totally.
Oh my God,
we
this is.
can easily get the animation down to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, heck, even the score. Now, do you play any instruments?
I do, but not like.
Or what do you like? What do you like
It
to just
is-
even tinker with, for that matter? Maracas? Are we talking? Harmonica?
Well, it's keyboard and the guitar.
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 So
Yeah.
do you utilize those songs in your in Untrained Slackers?
No, I'm not that good. Not that good.
Have you come up with some melodies, some ditties? Have you collaborated with one
On the
another?
keyboard a little bit, we've tried to
come
figure out some stuff.
Just
for,
come
like,
up with some
bigger
really cool
songs.
melodies on keyboard and everything, but we've never actually recorded anything.
It'd be a wonderful team up. What kind of recording equipment do you guys have at home?
Currently, the recording equipment that I have
We
is
have the Olympus, and then we have.
I have a portable Olympus recorder, and then a condenser, USB condenser mic, and my laptop. So there's that, and limited. But I make it work.
and our phones.
Our phone, surprisingly, these are pretty good recording devices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure you will. You already know that.
Yeah.
I work by Victrola.
Very nice. Oh, I want to.
This is my Victrola. Say hello.
Hello.
So, now, with the music that you create, have you ever come up with a melody that fits along with something a riff he's come up with? Have you ever come up with a melody to a riff that she's come up with? Have you ever, done that? Like with Cirque Noir, maybe?
Well, in fact, did you help me with Cirque
times.
Noir? Not so much in Cirque Noir.
But more of Asharia.
But Asharia, definitely. She
Oh, that's awesome.
She helped me out a lot in Asharia. I'd be stuck on a local melody, and I need to step out of myself and listen to her.
Vocal melodies, lyrics.
Lyrical,
Like
yeah,
I would say a few lines,
I would
and
have
then he would chop it up and add to it.
boom, there it is. Yeah, and she's come up with some really help me stick to directions that I may have gone off the beaten path with. It's hard to explain. It's like, and it goes back into that whole aspect of synchronistic sort of. Did you see some of these places?
Yeah, there's one called Vintage Oddities.
Yeah,
And
it is pretty cool. I want to show you this.
Conjoined twins work there.
Really?
No.
Oh.
But it'd be fun. If
Yeah,
they
it
did.
would. I would be
Look
there.
at that old ass thrift store.
Oh yeah, American.
Old
Boy.
ass thrift store.
That sounds like something out of one of those old Eddie Murphy movies. Come out to the old ass thrift store.
The old ass thrift store. Come on. There's a very interesting shops around there.
Yeah.
So do you ever? How often do you play your keyboard?
Every once in a while. I really should play it more often.
About once a month.
Because if you, so just for kicks, if you're just riffing along on it, well, number one, I'd love to even have 30 seconds of that to play on the radio. Number two, you're riffing along, I'm sure he would come up with some melody before you know it. You come up with some melody, and then it creates this whole extra band. I mean, that could be even one of the Wizard Walker's songs.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Totally see
You know,
that.
you guys could be the sort of the Johnny Appleseed of the growth of that musical aspect. And
Just gotta believe.
just gotta believe.
The magic was inside you.
I love the idea of the magic was inside you the whole time.
What is Bubblehead?
Bubblehead.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, what is Bubblehead?
Trespass if you dare. The
We should
robots
go
will
in
kill
there.
you.
Is Bubblehead a club?
Let's try to walk in. Should we try?
I think it's a club.
Bubblehead.
Bubblehead.
Look at Bubblehead.
Try
I'm
to look up
researching
purple.
It might be where they make clones of
Purples.
people.
They
They could be all of them together.
All
It's a
every-
clone of you,
it's
but it has a
everybody.
bubblehead, so it's
Clone,
just really
it's a
like.
clone of everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like Noah's Ark.
the island. Bubble.
The island.
Yeah. Gonna take your organs.
Right.
So it'd be so interesting. I always thought how cool it'd be is to put down, together a band of just really unique instruments that you'd never expect would play together, like a koto and a glockenspiel, or like
cool.
just these interesting.
A theremin.
Oh God, a theremin, yes. Maybe a harpsichord while we're at it. You get all these interesting. A sitar. Wait, did you say keytar?
Yeah, it's like.
Oh yeah, keytar. Keytar and a
Or a
sitar.
Continue on West Magnolia
Oh,
Boulevard
maybe a
for half mile.
didgeridoo too. And then some
Yeah.
really unique percussion.
Voice changers, everything.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Some voice changes, some great modulations.
Have you ever thought about? Of course, you've thought about Burning Man, but going to Burning Man, I've been looking more and more into that, like how to make your way over to it.
Yeah,
What sort of camp groups you can bunk up with?
yeah. I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Onto Cahuenga
Yeah, because
Boulevard.
like you got to bring enough food or whatever, provisions for a whole week, and then you take everything back with you. So you got to make sure that whatever you drive out there, you can fit all these trash bags and.
And Giant Rock is kind of like the same thing in a lot of ways.
Oh.
You go out there with the intent of bringing everything back with you except for your poop, and you just
Bury that.
you just bury that.
Bury that deep.
Just bury that
Turn
deep
left
somewhere.
onto Cahuenga Boulevard.
Don't worry about burying it so deep. Just bury it deep. There's a thing traditionally in the desert where they say don't bury your poop.
Throw it at the rocks instead. I
Put
think
it-
that's the other
well,
extra part.
Put it in a bag and take it with you.
Oh.
But as somebody who has studied bioremediation
Wouldn't it be good for the soil?
Yeah.
and microbiology. Oh, I can't even talk right now.
long.
But microbiology.
Biologics.
Thank you, microbiology. I wanted to say I want microbiology, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
kept on saying microbiotics. But microbiology, I would disagree with that. I think it's okay to bury your poop.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if you
It's like fertilizer, right?
if you end up having to dig through the top of a ant colony, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, but
Oh, by the way, did you guys know you're right near where I live?
oh really?
Oh, yeah. Here, if you could turn left on
Oh, is he down?
here.